The Whispering Shadows. In the small town of Eldridge, there was an old house at the edge of town, abandoned for decades. Local legend had it that the house was haunted by the whispers of its last occupant, a reclusive man named Mr. Holloway. One chilly autumn evening, a young woman named Clara, intrigued by the stories, decided to explore the house. Armed with only a flashlight and a camera, she pushed open the creaking front door and stepped
there was an old
house at the edge of
Dust
town,
danced
abandoned
in the
for
beams of her
decades.
flashlight.
Local
and the
legend
air
had it
was
that the
thick
house was
with the
haunted by
smell
the
of
whispers of
mold
its
and
last
decay.
occupant, a reclusive man
As Clara
named
ventured
Mr.
deeper
Holloway
into the house,
she noticed
one chilly
strange
autumn
markings
evening,
on the
a
walls.
young woman named Clara,
Symbols and words
intrigued by the
scrawled
stories,
in what appeared
decided
to
to
be
explore
old
the
blood.
house.
Her curiosity grew
Armed with
stronger
only a
as she reached the
flashlight and a
basement
camera,
door. She
half
pushed
hidden
open the
beneath a
creaking
rotting
front
tarp.
door and stepped inside.
Ignoring a shiver down her
Dust
spine, she
danced
descended
in
the
the
beams of her flashlight.
The basement was dark
and the air
and
was
cold,
thick,
filled with old furniture covered in white
sheets.
sheets. As Clara
Clara
ventured
ventured
deeper
deeper
into the
house,
room, she
she
saw
noticed
something that made
strange
her
markings
heart
on the
race.
walls.
A large mirror
Symbols and
standing
words
in the corner,
scrawled in
its
what appeared to
surface
be
covered
old
in
blood.
grime. Her
The mirror,
curiosity grew
though
stronger
dusty,
as she reached
seemed
the
to
basement
glisten
door,
strangely.
half hidden beneath
As
a
she
rotting
approached,
tarp.
she heard the softest
Ignoring a
whispers,
shiver down her
barely
spine,
audible,
she descended the
but
stairs.
unmistakable.
The basement
They seemed
was
to
dark
come
and
from the
cold,
mirror itself.
filled with old
Leaning
furniture
closer,
covered
she
in
saw the
white
words
sheets.
appearing on the
As
glass.
Clara swept her
"Get
flashlight
out!"
across the room,
Startled,
she saw
Clara
something that
spun
made
around,
her heart race.
but the whispers grew
a
louder,
large
more
mirror
insistent.
standing in the corner.
The shadows in the
Its
room
surface
seemed to
covered
twist
in
and
coil,
coil,
forming
the
dark
mirror,
shapes that
though
moved
dusty,
just out of the
seemed to
reach of her
glisten
light.
strangely.
Panic set in as she backed towards
she
the
heard the
stairs,
softest
but her
whispers,
flashlight
barely
flickered and
audible,
died.
but unmistakable.
In the suffocating
They
darkness,
seemed to come from the
the
mirror
whispers
itself.
grew into a
Leaning
cacophony
closer,
of voices.
she saw the
each
words
one
appearing
pleading,
on the glass,
threatening or screaming.
"Get out!"
Startled,
Clara fumbled
Clara
for her
spun
phone,
around,
using
but the
its dim
whispers grew
light
louder,
to guide her.
more insistent.
As she reached
The shadows
stairs,
in the room seemed
she
to
felt a
twist and
cold
coil,
hand grip her
forming
shoulder.
dark shapes
Whirling
that moved
around,
just
she
out
saw
of the reach
nothing
of her
but the
light.
shadows.
Panic
But the
set
grip
in as she
remained.
backed towards the stairs,
Heart pounding,
but her flashlight
Clara raced
flickered
up
and
the stairs
died.
and burst out of the
In the
house,
suffocating
not
darkness,
stopping until
the
she was
whispers
safely
grew
in the
into a
street.
cacophony of
The next
voices,
morning,
each
Clara
one
went back
pleading,
to the house with the
threatening,
police
or screaming.
They found nothing.
Clara
No
fumbled
mirror,
for her
no
phone,
symbols,
using
and
its
no
dim light
signs
to
of
guide
anyone
her.
having been there
As
for
she reached the
years.
stairs,
Only
she felt
Clara's
a cold
frantic
hand grip
account
her shoulder.
remained. Whirling
Years
around,
later, the
she
house
saw
was
nothing
torn
but
down,
the shadows,
but the whispers
grip
never
remained.
ceased.
Locals would
Heart-pounding,
sometimes hear
Clara
faint
raced up
voices
the stairs
drifting on
and
the
burst
wind,
out of the house,
and the story
not
of Clara's
stopping
terrifying
until she was
night
safely in
became
the
a new
street.
chapter in the
The next
legend
morning,
of Eldridge.
Clara went back
a warning
to the house with the
anyone who
police.
dared to listen
They found
to the
nothing,
whispers of the
no
shadows.
mirror,
No symbols, and no signs of anyone having been there for years. Only Clara's frantic account remained. Years later, the house was torn down, but the whispers never ceased. Locals would sometimes hear faint voices drifting on the wind, and the story of Clara's terrifying night became a new chapter in the legend of Eldridge, a warning to anyone who dared to listen to the whispers of the shadows.